Hi.
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 All right.
Yeah, mate. How are you?
Top of the league.
We are top of the league. Well, it was fun yesterday, wasn't it? Just watching. They've stopped how to do goals, haven't they? They've forgotten how to do it. It's great.
Proper forgot how to do a goal.
Like, how do we do this? Like, should we just not? No, they can't just do that. Can't do one-on-ones. Origi, nice. Goodbye.
I didn't watch Klopp's presser. I did see the little bit where it looked like Sean Dyche was going to smash his teeth in.
Which is great.
Do your fucking dentist a favour and all.
It's funny.
Are we due a Kevin Keegan moment from Klopp?
Problem is that
He's got to go to Crystal Palace and get something.
I think so, but at the same time, it's not a two-horse race, and I think that he's also worried about might not finish fourth here. Well, that's his other problem, is that you can't go full mind games on trying to fucking attack Ollie when you're looking behind you and going, fucking Jose's behind me here.
Jose, Pep, fucking Dean Smith can overtake him if Villa win their games in hand.
Ancelotti.
He's good.
With Everton.
Yeah.
Because if they get people fit again, they can manage that. Because they've gone through their spell of
Not in Europe.
James
either.
Rodriguez.
Not in Europe, are they?
Not in
I
Europe.
don't think they're in Europe.
They've had their James Rodriguez being not very well and things like that. And Liverpool's next fixtures are horrendous.
Right. Spurs.
Yep.
And then West Ham, who are being... David Moyes has got West Ham being like his old Everton side.
Yeah.
Where they're a fucking nightmare to play against.
Nightmare to play against. They've got a couple of handy players. They've got
And a couple of big boys.
A couple
as
of
well.
good players. The winger, what's his name? What's his name? Winger. They brought from forward. They brought from the Championship last season. Can't think of his name. Should have scored against us a couple of times. Anyway, him playing well. Souček playing well. They've got people who can score goals. And they can defend. They've always had players that can defend.
Bowen.
Bowen. See, I was right.
He's a Bowman.
Souček and Bowen changed them. It's very, very handy little team they've got, West Ham. And if you're in a bad run of form, it's the last team you want to play against. Well, it's not the last team. It's not a good team you want to play against.
No, they're not the laughing stock they've been previously.
No.
I can't wait for them to lose because there's so many banners. The David Moyes Football Genius one that they brought to Old Trafford that time.
Be great, wouldn't it? I just want them to just completely crumble and fold and be miles behind. And then we can just go on and say, it's great target defence that. Well done.
Yeah, when we came 7th, let's have them 8th. Who needs to finish above them to finish 8th? United, obviously.
Yep.
City of the Leicester. City of the Manchester.
Yep. Chelsea.
Fucking hell, we're talking miracles now. What?
Spurs, yeah. Villa.
Everton. Villa. It's getting a bit giddy now, isn't it?
Getting giddy, isn't it? They're not going to do that. They've not finished lower than 8th for around 50 years. That's not true.
Peter Kelly with a super chat says, I want Liverpool to finish 6th. Simple fact that Thursday nights will destroy them next season. Also, the De Bruyne out. Yeah, supposedly De Bruyne's out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, so that's Pep's press conference.
Don't even take him out your fantasy team.
No, he's just booked his flight to Barcelona to see his friendly doctors, who I've heard quite good over there.
Yeah, so City spent £200 million on a medical facility in the beautiful vista of Clayton, right?
That way.
That way.
That way.
Over there.
Yeah.
And then send all their players to Barcelona.
Don't know why.
I'm sure that's perfectly above board.
Yeah. Aguero's out. He's got the Rona.
Aguero's got the Rona. Fucking hell, are we going to win this? Are we winning this?
Well, not if. To be fair, this is the FA Cup to start with. We're talking about the FA Cup today.
Well, no, we're talking about a press conference.
All right.
But, let's be real, the FA Cup didn't save Louis.
No, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is beating Liverpool. It doesn't. This is the problem. This is the problem with this game, is that if this was any other team right now, I'd be like
Bristol City.
I'd be like
Sunderland.
If we go out, I'd be arsed.
Matlock Town.
But I don't really care because the league is the important thing. I'd love to win the FA Cup. If we got a run, love to win the FA Cup. But you never want to get beat by the Scousers ever.
Got a question for you. Who plays at Highbury Stadium?
Don't know.
Gateshead.
I should know that.
Should be going for the double. How about relax?
We should be going for the double. But we should also be just going for anything we can. And
Wait. Jamie Vardy's out.
Say again.
Vardy's out.
That's
very
Can
interesting.
we get that, please? Can we find the thing?
Vardy being out is mega interesting because I think a lot of how Leicester play revolves around him, and they haven't really got a secondary version of him.
No, because Iheanacho was dreadful. Did you watch it? Who did he play against the other week? Was
Chelsea.
It wasn't Chelsea. In the actual, he came on against Chelsea, but it started against Palace away, and he was dreadful. He missed like 2-6. He missed a penalty, and they drew 0-0, I think, or drew 1-1. He was awful. And the thing with Vardy is that the space that Maddison gets is because Vardy stretched that defence so far back.
Oh yeah, Fleetwood.
And you're like, so you were wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Fleetwood. Right, and can I say the reason why?
Go on.
I don't know why I said Gateshead. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
he did say that.
Yes, I did. Clip me up. Fuck it. The reason why I was talking about Fleetwood is I've been reading about Jamie Vardy today, just well coincidentally that we were talking about him. So yes, it was Fleetwood. Do you know that he was signed from Fleetwood while he was still a conference side by Leicester City for £1 million 9 years ago?
Good bit of transfer business, that, wasn't it?
Did all right, that, didn't it?
Same age as Rooney.
$1 million.
No, he's not the same age as Rooney. He's the same age as Edison Cavani.
£1 million. For starters, from a conference team.
They got a lot of money for that. Fleetwood, that's them. Cheers, lads.
I think Blackpool was in for him, and I think Holloway had offered him like 700 bag, and he went, "No, we want $1 million."
They've obviously seen it.
Balls to hold on for that.
Yeah, they've obviously seen something in there. Anant has put a super chat in saying, "I want us to win and Leicester to finish second. That would be the dream. It would be good."
I can't look past City. Although Aguero being out with the Rona and De Bruyne being out, we're going to find out what Foden's made of, I think.
Yeah, Foden's their big one. Bernardo Silva as well, if he can come back. Because the thing that helped them when De Bruyne was out the last time when they won the league, because he was out for a lot of their second win, was that Bernardo Silva was mustard. He was unbelievable. He was class. He was like, they don't need De Bruyne, he's just as good. Yeah. But then he's been off the boil for a while now.
Vardy out too.
Vardy
out that's big. It is in the transfer window, so let's see. Roger says Vardy will be out for a few weeks with a hernia operation. Ooh, interestingly, talking about 34-year-olds. I don't know if I did this with you or not the other day. I think I did, but I'll do it for the audience. So there's a player you think of as an 80s United player. Yeah. Mad this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. See if you lot can guess in the comments.
And then we'll talk about some quotes from the press conference.
Yeah. There was a player that did not win the league with United. Yeah?
Yeah.
So he was at United and he left before we won the first Premier League. But...
He's considered a legend.
Definitely. But he didn't win the league with United and he have been young enough / old enough to have still been in the squad probably by this time. And certainly with Keenan Scholes missing, so think about that position, I think there's a chance he might have started the final if he was still around. He was, and you go, who the fuck could that be? And let's look at his age. He was only a year older than Sheringham and Cantona. So, but he's an 80s player. But he's only a year older than Sheringham and Cantona, and they're 90s players. He's the same age as Dennis Irwin, and he's younger than Peter Schmeichel. Has anyone got him?
Yeah.
Oliver Edwards has got him.
That's a very good first one in there. Whiteside.
Yanni has got him.
Yeah.
Paul McGrath, no. But Norman Whiteside. Norman Whiteside 34. Is the same age as Dennis Irwin. Retired from football altogether at 26. Left United at 24. Phenomenal player in the day. Goal-scoring midfielder. Riddled with injuries. If he would have survived the cull from Sir Alex, now I think Alex was having him, except for not only was he on the smash, but Robbo was on the smash.
Yeah.
But he was more injury prone.
Yeah.
And I think that was what cut him off. But how mad's that? Because everyone considers Whiteside an 80s player. Yeah. Because he made his debut at like 4.
Ridiculous.
In like 82,
Let's go back to Super Chat a second for us, Callum. We've got a Super Chat from Cosplay Gaming out 7. Vardy out, De Bruyne out, Aguero out. It's our year. It's a very good chance. But before we get to the Premier League, which is having a little interim break here because we've got to the FA Cup, Ollie's been speaking about it. He's kind of said little bits about how important it is, and he's just kind of, it's vanilla comments about how important it is. We got to the semis last year, and as I said, we're going to make a few changes, but we'll put a team out there that I hope can go through.
Full steam ahead, rotation squad.
Yeah, it's going to be a rotation squad. I think that the only little bit that kind of in the back of my mind is this could kill Liverpool off this a little bit. This could
if we knocked him out.
If we knocked him out by battering him.
Or keep him in and let him...
No, batter him. Oh, okay. Don't let this lot win. He's also mentioned about Victor of Lindelof. Victor will be fine for the weekend. It was just too quick a turnaround with the travel and he's back for Fulham. And now we've got 4 extra days, so we should be ready. So Lindelof obviously played against Liverpool, dropping Eric Bailly for this kind of sitting back that we did a little bit. It wasn't really Eric Bailly's game. Bailly played against Fulham in the week. Didn't have his best of games. Was partly at fault for that first goal between the centre halves and the Wan-Bissaka, and everyone was at fault for that first goal.
You're a defender. You see Pogba in the line. Aren't you saying... because actually, if he'd have pressed the ball player, this whole shenanigans might not have gone down anyway.
And this is the whole thing was Maguire got...
Fresh cut.
Yeah.
I look like I've been found.
Yeah, we all like that. Yeah.
Fresh cut.
Yeah.
Fucking think so.
Peter Kelly said,
just fit.
I can see Donny playing on Sunday. So
right.
can I.
Should I tell you what I went for as an 11 then?
Oh, here we go.
I went with Big Dave in net. And I went with Lindelof and Maguire after seeing that.
Yep.
And I brought Williams and Tellers in.
Yep.
Wan-Bissaka's under a little bit of pressure. Don't like Luke Shaw. So we're bringing in 2 new fullbacks. And I went with Matic and Van der Beek because I thought they worked really well together against Southampton. And then it is 4-2-3-1, but it's also a diamond, depending on how you want to roll with it, make it a bit flexible. I went with Pogba.
Yep.
Off to the left, but not really. Mata. James.
Ooh.
With Cavani.
Like it.
Couple nights off. Marshall a break. Greenwood a break. Rashford, Bruno a break. McFred a break. Focus on the league.
Luke Shaw a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could
that's what we'll call it.
He could just go completely against that and just go, so I don't put my full strength team out.
Yeah. He never really gives it away, does he?
No, he doesn't. And I think the only certainty is Maguire will play because he plays every game of football.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wouldn't mind seeing Bay and Lindelof.
It's not going to happen.
Nah.
No, Maguire's going to play. Can't really predict the midfield because, like you said, Matic didn't play in the week. McTominay got a break, so maybe he could start against this game. I don't want to see McTominay and Matic. I think it's too slow. I don't think there's not enough in there for me. I think you need a Fred next to McTominay and you need a Pogba next to Matic. You know, all these different permutations. Don't want to see Matic, McTominay, but I don't know. The good thing is that you can put Matic, McTominay, Van der Beek as a midfield, rest everybody, and it's not bad.
No, it's not.
It's not great. It's not brilliant, but it's not.
And by saying like, I think I'll pick a squad that can go through. You know, and I under my preview, and I said I still think this team can win. Yeah. I think this team has got attributes that I think can take advantage. Obviously, like Dan James in behind, sensational. Yeah. Cavani, I think we fucked up in the week when we played him because we didn't really take advantage of the fact Henderson. We didn't put him particularly under pressure. Like when you listen to some of the stuff Fergie says about what he did he would always have a look about who's playing out of position, who's playing their first game at Old Trafford. He goes, we'd give them extra attention.
Yeah.
And I think that was an opportunity to give Henderson some extra attention. Can we put some balls into the back post?
Can you go back
and
to
can
that?
Pogba come through the back of him a little bit? Yeah. And literally through the back of him a couple times as well, and just let him know. Different story
happen. Now. Thomas has put a super chat in. Liverpool haven't beaten United at Old Trafford in the FA Cup in 100 years.
Was you there for that?
Just missed out on that one. Okay. Only just. But it's been a while. Alan's put another one. Great channel, no faking, only laughs and stats. That's laughs and stats. That sums us up, doesn't it?
Is that a tag? We get that as a tagline.
Tagline, or like a live, laugh, love, but laughs and stats
and rum.
Laugh, stats and rum. There you go. I think Jay was there. I think he was.
Yeah, Jay
was at that one.
Jay's old.
But yeah, an odd one in terms of rotation and stuff like that because Klopp is also under the pressure of he can't really rotate. Because for as much as...
He rested 2 players midweek as well.
He rested 2 players midweek, which kind of made me think
and
that
honestly, who gives a fuck if you rest Firmino? There's about as many chances of him scoring when he doesn't play as when he does.
Fucking shit, isn't he? He's so bad.
I mean, we're absolutely setting him up to score a 40-yarder at weekend, but he's still shit, so fuck him.
We are, and it's the same thing around... It's amazing how the media have jumped on Martial, and I think that there's a lot behind that. He hasn't been very good this season. But... they then allow Firmino to be this, but he does the defensive work for us.
What's hilarious is when Jota came in and was banging goals and they're all like, Jota's meant, like, hang on, I thought you all needed knitting together.
Yeah, I thought Firmino was
we fucked the knitting off now, have we?
Yeah, no, you need a striker that scores goals. That's kind of what your number 9 is there for.
Yeah, it's pretty much their job. Imagine having a goalkeeper that didn't save anything, but like played out of defence really well.
Claudio Bravo.
Oh yeah, that's a fella.
That's what he did. He played out from the back.
Respect from Bulgaria. I like Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I had a nice time in Bulgaria when I went.
I've not been to Bulgaria. That's another one. So Ollie's also been speaking because Jurgen had a bit of a meltdown after the game and talked about we don't like playing against defensive teams with world-class players and stuff. And Ollie kind of said, here's my thing on that. He said, we attacked every time we got the ball, maybe too much. Maybe not too much. We kept giving it away. That was the challenge. We went forward too quickly. The thought that we were attacking, I don't understand that one. And that's absolutely right. We created a lot of chances. We worried Liverpool a lot during that game. And that's all you want. We have more shots on target. For them to say they defended more than we did. No, you didn't. We just did it better than
Spamming shots and crosses doesn't equal football.
No. And this is the whole thing about Thiago, and I've seen people jump on this. I saw Didi Hamann, who's obviously a Liverpool player, jump on this in the week.
I'm sure he was neutral.
Well, this is the thing, is that he said, I don't think Thiago's right for Liverpool. It doesn't matter how good he is.
Well,
he keeps 90% of the ball. He's great at passing the ball about and spreading the play and all this kind of stuff. But Liverpool haven't done that for all the time they've been successful in the club.
No, this is. I spoke about this in my preview, and I can go into depth on it a little bit here now. I think Thiago's class, and I actually think United could really do with a player like that. Yeah. But Liverpool's midfield is purely functional. It purely exists to win that ball, to do a lot of the legwork for the likes of the fullbacks and that forward three, and it exists to pass the ball wide.
Yeah.
Now, when Thiago plays for Spain, when he was at Barca, when he was at Bayern Munich, he had an 8 and a 10 in front of him.
He's not
when he was in that 6 sort of role, and he would be looking to go. Now he can still go wide. Like that wasn't an issue. He can go wide there because there's options there.
Yeah.
But he would be looking for that Carrick sort of line breaking ball. That doesn't really happen with Liverpool because that's not how they attack.
Well, they've not got a number 10. They've not got someone that has got. It's not like they've not even got. I mean, we don't really play with it either, but they've not got that kind of player that going to play the ball to him and he's going to turn and go to the defence. That's not the kind of player they have. They have players that do it well in transition, but they don't have a player that, when they're up against it, are trying to get in between the lines and do things. And I think that's why they tried to play Shaqiri on against us, is that they were hoping that he could maybe do that against us. He's not that good to do that kind of thing. He's a
little bit beyond the peak, I think.
Yeah, he's not quite there to do that. And it just doesn't. It's a strange one. It doesn't really work for them. Another press conference this week. Not Solskjaer.
Conor McGregor.
Not Klopp's. Not Conor McGregor.
But Jesus.
And it's not any of the COVID ones either. It's about this lad called Wayne Rooney.
That fucking bald knobhead.
Wayne Rooney, the bald knobhead.
No, I meant blonde, and I meant Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
as you were.
So Wayne Rooney's been chatting, and it's one of them. We've had this. Obviously, we've had Adam McCullough going mad and saying 21 is coming for about 10 months now, which is madness. But when Wayne Rooney comes out and says, I said 6 weeks ago to the coaches in the office, I felt United will win the league.
When he said that, did he talk about United's coaches?
No, I think the Derby coaches. I think he just sat in the office and gone, I reckon United are going to do this. That's what he said. And he said, I still feel that today. And it's one of them. For as much as we say it, and for as much as we say mad things like that, and that we can spot things, Wayne Rooney spotting it, and Wayne Rooney putting that publicly and saying, I fancy this lot, must mean there's something going on
and
that
he knows
sees.
When he says anything.
Yeah.
It's headlines.
It's headlines, and he knows that a lot of those players were there when he was there. He's mentioned as well. He talked about. He said Paul Pogba will have a massive part to play in that. They have brought players in with brilliant mentalities, Fernandes, Cavani, which have relieved a bit of pressure on Paul. And I think that having a player like Rooney say that, who's played with a lot of these players, and if he's not played with them, he's played against them. So he's played against the likes of Maguire. He's played against the likes.
He was in the cup last year.
He's in the cup. So he's played against these. He's seen them play, and he's kind of said, I like it. I like what's going on there. When people like that say things, because there's the thing about Wayne Rooney is people saying, well, he's a ex-United player, he's going to stick up for Solskjaer and stuff. He doesn't. He's not got that.
Many come out and say, well, we're winning that league.
But the other thing is, Rooney doesn't have that same kind of thing where you've seen he didn't even clap the fans at Old Trafford when he got clapped off against Everton when he played against Everton. Yeah, say that again. When he played for Everton, he didn't clap the fans then. He's not got that kind of. I need to stick up for United 100%. He's always, like you mentioned.
He's literally never done that.
He's never really done that. So for him to come out and say that, it's interesting.
And I'm seeing it myself a little bit of the podcast we do with Rio on a Monday.
Yeah.
It makes 20 headlines.
Yeah.
Little throwaway comments that he says, fucking Metro make articles on.
Yeah.
Like, Rooney knows, I'm sure now, because I'm sure Rio knows it, and I'm sure he does it deliberate sometimes, but Rooney knows whatever he says is going to be discussed by us, discussed by them fucking Herberts on Sky sitting around that table. Like, It's going to be discussed by everyone. There'll be columns wrote on it. It'll be dissected to fuck. So, and I don't think he's dumb enough to just come out and say that in a press conference by accident.
He's also not clever enough to drop something in like. He's not that kind of person that's going to drop mind games in there.
No, and he's not really under pressure at Derby.
No.
Like, he might have gone, fucking hell, I'm going to get hammered in the press today for X, Y, Z, so I'll say United are in the league. Now, that might be a card he could have played if he was under pressure, but he's not under pressure, so it doesn't really make any sense.
No, so definitely sees it. And Ance's also put super chat in again. Thank you very much. I reckon we are a 3 priority and 2 bonus signings away from being a full team. CDM, centre back, right winger priority, right back and right striker as a bonus. Kind of agree with those positions that need strengthening.
I more or less agree with that. I mean, I've just filmed transfer review. You'll see tomorrow. I basically put the transfer review off. I'd say go watch it because there's a bit of a fucking passionate rant at the start of it where I'm saying this club has got to start showing some ambition before I give all of the ins a 0 because we're not signing anyone. You want me to lie to you? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think we're signing anyone. No. So everything's a 0. But the point that I made for like the first 5 minutes of the video is Manchester United have got an opportunity right now. Yeah. And that opportunity, I don't think you're going to get someone that has the impact Bruno had. I mean, I don't think that's even possible. But if you even, Adama Traore even, he came in and went, boss, someone who's fit will play on the right-hand side. That will service Cavani. That will service Marcus Rashford being a bit more selfish on the left-hand side. A proper forward 3 with a blend of personalities and attributes. Yep. Mason doesn't have the pressure on him to play week in, week out. Tony Marshall can get dropped when he needs it like he needs it at the moment. And, take him out of the limelight and work on him. Cavani can be rotated in because actually now you've got Greenwood and you've got Martial who maybe aren't playing constantly. Like, it's just someone that's got a total different sort of skill set. Probably wouldn't cost the earth. And if it's not Adama, Leon Bailey, if it's not Leon Bailey, because I'm trying to think of course you can go and get Sancho, of course you can go and get Chiesa, so you can go and get someone 100 million, but I'm trying to think what could you get right now that United wouldn't go, we're not paying 70 million. Like, who's a 30, 40 million pound signing where you go, do you know what? Because United have got an opportunity now. There's a door right there.
Well, we'll go to the super chat about all that. Vardy and De Bruyne are injured. Off to Harry Kane's gaff to 2-foot him as he's taking the bins out. 21
this is it. Like, there is a fantastic opportunity for this club right now. And if this club goes, do you know what? Yes, we had earmarked money for the summer. Yes, we'd earmarked money for the next 4 windows, whatever. Sometimes in life, you got to fucking gamble. And I think United go, fuck it. Let's gamble now. Let's gamble now. Let's get someone in that we know is going to guarantee 5 or 6 goals and win the fucking thing.
That's all you need. Can you go back to that super
You
chat?
make the money back in selling fucking stupid T-shirts about fucking 21.
Exactly. Sean has put a super chat in. Do you think United will win the Prem if it was a 5-a-side league? Who would be United's 5-a-side team with 1 sub?
Let's bring that back, actually. Fuck it. Do you remember the Masters League?
Yeah, it's good, that.
Yeah.
It's great.
There was also 5-a-side leagues that were like that fucking Sheffield Wednesday put Cantona in. Bring that back.
Who's our 5-a-side team? Go.
Marcus.
Yep.
Wan-Bissaka.
Okay. Interesting
Pure
one.
defensive sort of techers there. Pogba.
Yep.
De Gea.
Yeah, we need a goalkeeper.
You do need a goalkeeper. People haven't overlooked that.
Yeah.
I'm torn between Greenwood or Cavani.
Sorry.
I'm not putting Bruno in, yeah?
You're not putting Bruno in it?
No, I don't think so.
I think Marcus and Pogba, definitely. I'd have Bruno. I'd also have Eric Bailly for throwing people through boards.
I like that.
Because I think you need that.
You got to remember, you got the pits. Sometimes it goes off. Sometimes people are waiting at your car for you when you get out and you get Bailly.
You need Eric Bailly. For as much as Eric Wan-Bissaka's there, Eric Bailly, because also Eric Bailly's mad enough to just go, I'm going to run through you all now.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a Cruyff turn here. I'm going to try an overhead kick this. He's going to try it. Even though it's head height, I'm going to do it overhead kick. And maybe even Henderson in goal just because he's better with his feet than De Gea in the small pitch. That's the only other thing I'd make. But I like 5-a-side. And who's on your bench? Solskjaer. Why not? Coming off the bench. Cavani's on the bench. There.
Yeah, because I think his movement's so good. I think, especially in an enclosed area like that, I think it still shines.
Mata wouldn't be a bad shout. Someone put Mata in the chat just because you don't need to run much. You just have him floating about and just fucking making people.
We've been doing some like scouting for players for Paddock FC, and there's like I'm giving some secrets away here, but there's a fucking, or not anymore because it's not allowed, but there's a weirdly high level game happens in Manchester at the same time every week. I'm not giving you that. But it's the same time every week, and it's on a 7-a-side pitch, and it's fucking 11-a-side, right? So it's some serious prison rule shit. But good players look fucking spectacular.
Yeah, them small-sided games, the good players look spectacular.
We've gone and seen Akira on there and Isaac on there, and you just go, there's no room. It's just dance through 6 people.
Someone's put Marshall in there. The problem is you've got to throw someone through the balls now and again. That's the problem in those, especially 5-a-side. Not 7-a-side as much. Bigger pitches. For 5-a-side, you need someone throw through the balls. You've got to run.
Kalishik, what's your opinion on Ollie's team lacking patterns of play? I see consistent patterns with what you're playing it. United have got that set up and through constantly. Do you see some of the one-touch stuff that we played?
The Cavani miss with the save, when Cavani's had the header, that move before that is what United do. It's that...
And we see that, dozen times.
It's that we've won the ball when they're kind of attacking, and then it just goes. And it's one-touch football, pass, and then they're off. That's what Ollie wants to do. Ollie wants to...
A break into the final third with as few touches as possible, and then getting a cross in. And
getting a cross in or getting a shot
ruthless.
Off. And the patterns of play, people have said, it's counter-attacking football. No, that is the pattern. It's pressing at the right time. That's why there's a lot of players playing when you don't think they should. That's why Fred and McTominay are in these teams a lot, because for as much as you think that we need a Donny van der Beek to start that attack, a lot of the time the start of an attack for Man United at the minute is just simple ball, but it's winning the ball. It's when they've got the ball and they think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden Fred comes out of nowhere, makes a tackle, and they go. Same as Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka winning tackles, and then they're off. And Wan-Bissaka's got this little thing. He's got this little one-touch football in him that I think people overlook. I don't think he's got the quality, but there's times down the right-hand side where him and Bruno have just kind of linked up and you go, that's fucking good, that.
I think his short game's really good. I think when he gets time on the ball, he struggles. Now, I've got a couple of reasons for this, explanations for this, or mitigations for this. In the last 12 months, post-Bruno, let's say, United have started this transition from being a predominantly counter-attacking side to a predominantly front-foot playing side. Yep. And there's been some teething, as you would expect, from literally such a fundamental mentality change. There's been some teething errors. And the 2 people that have suffered the most in this, and potentially a third with Bruno. I'm going to say Bruno suffered in this as well, because we now are in 2 minds against the big teams. Whereas previously we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Where now I think that we're stuck between 2 worlds. And Bruno suffers in that. And I don't know if I'd play him in the big games. And I think I might go with a different reason, because I think he needs a lot of the ball. And I'm not necessarily sure he's a counter-attacking player. Anyway, let me finish. So, the 2 people that have suffered the most in this transition are Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. So when you're a right back and a centre half in a counter-attacking side, very easy job. The game is in front of you if you're Maguire. You deal with these headers, you play simple balls into midfield, and the lads go do what they need to do. Same with Wan-Bissaka, very, very similar sort of role. I do my defending, because the nature of being a team that's parking the bus, for want of a better word, I know there's 2 or 3 players here within 12 yards of me. And I play them the ball, and then maybe I can overlap or whatever, but this is where we start. When you become a counter-attack, go from being a counter-attacking side to being a possession-based side, now Harry Maguire and that back line are 40 yards up the pitch. Now they're seeing the ball 100% more, especially Wan-Bissaka, because your fullbacks become the major outlet. They're the players usually free. They usually don't get marked when people drop away. So when you're a possession-based team, this is why Trent has so much of the ball, why Robertson has so much of the ball, why City's fullbacks have so much of the ball, United's fullbacks have so much of the ball. It used to be Valencia, who'd be on the ball forever, doing fuck all of it, annoying everyone. So now Wan-Bissaka's getting scrutinised because he's now expected to be a playmaker, because we're now not a counter-attacking side, we are a possession-based side. So United are stuck between 2 worlds, or we're in the transition of what we were when we came in. Things have happened or developed, and Solskjaer's rode with it and gone, actually, we might be able to be a ball-playing team. If you've got Pogba and Bruno in a team, you want to be a ball-playing team.
Yep.
So I think that we might have bought those 2 players to do this role and become something different in the middle of that transition. And for everyone going, you wouldn't play Bruno in the big games. I think sometimes you've got to find the best 11. I'm not saying that's universally wouldn't play him. I'd maybe try and find a different role for him than the role that we're used to seeing him when we've got the ball. Maybe we play him as a striker in them games.
I've seen him play as like almost as a false nine kind of thing recently, and it's not. He's been like De Bruyne was asked to play that false nine, but it's sort of he's going to press from the front as a through the middle, and you let Rashford or James or Martial press on the wide areas, because you don't want Bruno out there.
It's
you
very
want
similar to what Liverpool do. Think of
Yeah.
Firmino, right? He was a number 10 before going to Liverpool.
Yep.
But since he's got to Liverpool, he's now this sort of like, he
But he
doesn't
can't
need to
score
score
goals.
forward,
No.
right? Well, Bruno could do that role in this team.
I think he can, but I think that the one thing that he's got, and I think that the one thing in counter-attacking games that he's got is that you only have a few chances. And I think that Bruno he's got the composure to take a lot of these chances and not get panicked. So I think
he's
that's
not
the one
necessarily
thing.
clinical.
He's not clinical, but he's got that composure. And he's also got that, when I've got that pass on, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And that,
Well,
when you
it's
need to
weird
keep...
confidence in it.
Yeah, when I need to... Also, you do need to keep the ball, obviously. When you've got 20% possession, there's times when you just need to recycle the ball. But you also need to go, I'm going to try that pass. And I think that's the one thing that Bruno's got, especially in any kind of system. So, I don't know. There's been a strange thing about Bruno at the minute where he doesn't play well in big games, which is false as everything.
Not only that, no one, like, look at Liverpool's forward freeze fucking record against the bigger teams. This is... I remember it about Ronaldo. When they couldn't find anything to criticise, they'd be like, well, he don't show up in the big games. What?
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, a better team is better equipped to deal with your better players because they're a better fucking team. So what you hope is, I mean, we said this about City for years. You go, right, I'm going to keep De Bruyne quiet today.
Yeah,
okay, good luck with that, right? Aguero's going to score now.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, I'll keep De Bruyne quiet and I'll keep Aguero quiet. And you go, okay, Bernardo Silva, what are you doing about him? You're right, okay, I'm going to keep De Bruyne quiet, I'm going to keep Aguero quiet, I'm going to keep Bernardo Silva. Right, what about Sterling? And you'd be like...
They've got players from all over the place. Abhishek has put a super chat in. We haven't really hit our attacking stride-wise since the Leeds game. Need a convincing 3-4-0 victory soon. Good stuff, folks. I don't really think that that's the case at the minute.
Scroll up a little bit. Let me see that comment from Umang.
The thing is with we need a convincing win. Do you know what? This season is unlike any other season. It's been said before. And it is just a case of you could probably draw all your big games for this season and win all the rest of the games scruffy and win the league.
Get through, yeah.
And win the league. You could get, if we did exactly the same as we've done in the first half of the season, which is 3 losses, we get 80 points. We're not going to be far away. I don't think City are going to get more. I think you looked at something before that said they may, if things go right and they predicted it, they'll finish on 84 points.
Yeah, so there was a thing I saw from Sporting Index, which crunched all the numbers, and it's a prediction, but it's not like that's how it's going down, because it's literally changed several times already, and it's a constantly in work prediction looking at the results you've got. So it thinks Sheffield United are going down. Shock, right? I think it says they're going to get 22 points. I think something like that. I think it's got United coming second. I think 2 points off City. I think it's got us finishing. Or something like that.
But this is the thing this year is that people saying we need to win the big games and we need to do convincing. To be honest, we might not need to this year. It's in the last few seasons. Yeah, you've had to do that. You've had to finish on 90+ points. You've had to beat everyone. You couldn't lose. But United, if they lose 2 games from now to the end of the season, won't be far away.
Well, we're on 40 points after 19
games. Yeah, if we finish on 80, we're not going to be far away. So if we do the same kind of thing, 3 losses and 5 draws.
Well, if we finish on 80, unlike when we finished on 81 a couple of years ago, we will not be 19 points off.
No, we'll be 5 at worst.
7 if City have a fucking madness end of the season. Yeah. But without De Bruyne, I'm not sure that's real. So Umang's comment was, can you guys try and get someone from the team on the podcast someday? We've had 34 United players when we were full-time Devils and between the 2 channels. The way that we get United players on is the club, by and large, ain't letting them come on with us. Certainly not live, in case they say fuck or bugger, right? You fucking bugger.
Yeah.
When you get them is usually a sponsorship activation. Yeah. So we've done stuff with Apollo Tyres, we did stuff with New Balance, we've done stuff with Puma, we had like Lukaku and Baye. We've done stuff with I think Heineken have given us players in the past. That's usually how you get the players, the current playing staff. Outside of that, it just doesn't happen. Now, we've got a decent relationship with a handful of the players. They just can't come on.
No, the club just won't allow it. The club won't allow it. And United are very particular in what they put out. And
There was a player I was chatting to the other day because I asked on behalf of Rio. Now, I thought that was a yes. I thought that was an absolute tap-in. And he went, I can't.
Yeah, so...
And you think that's not saying no to me, that's saying no to Rio.
Yeah, it's just how United are. And from what I've kind of been told, there's other clubs that have got worse at that as well. It's not just United. It helps when you're winning. I think that's the one thing we've not been doing for a while. And I think that you have to kind of close in and protect a little bit when you're not doing as well. If United win the league...
I think we might get some access.
You get more access if you win the league, if you're doing well. At the minute, the other thing is, like you mentioned about the activations and stuff like that, they're just not happening at the minute because no one's allowed out and we're not allowed to places. So they're not going to invite 50 press officers to come to Carrington to go and do something with Puma or with something like that.
Yeah, we had an idea that it's the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup anniversary in May.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to come up with some sort of a documentary, sort of hero video that we could do, sort of telling the story about that. And we've gone through, actually, I think we could get a lot of the players.
Yeah.
And the ideas that we've come up with, you go, let's get them all in there. But you can't do that; it's illegal. And I don't want to kill Robbo, so
no, and you don't want to get them. And the Zoom stuff is just
you can't do it over Zoom. It's got to be in person.
So
person. There's a lot of ideas that we're not going to do purely because of Rona.
Up the vaccine.
Up the vaccine, Reg. Yeah.
Last super chat, Gaz put KDB out for 4 to 6 weeks. Vardy out for surgery. #21.
Who else do we need to nobble? Liverpool are already nobbled. City look like they could be nobbled. Vardy and Leicester's going to be very interesting to see the effect it has on that one.
I don't know. The rest of them just need to keep doing what they're doing, which is not being very good. Spurs don't worry me in terms of winning the league. They worry me in terms of we've got to go and play them, and Jose loves upsetting people and just loves. And I mentioned this to Roby about. Don't worry, Liverpool scoring Spurs. I'm like, are you mad? He scored a last-minute winner against Jose. Jose's got his bit between his teeth. He's going to 0-0 that to death. And I can't wait to see it. Be great fun.
Cam says Werner in the form of his life.
Yeah.
Lol.
Chelsea good. Like it.
Right, cheers for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you're back on Sunday for the game. But actually, make sure you're back in about an hour because Rennie Mullenstein's coming.
Where do you want the questions and stuff like that? Where can people get some questions?
Hit me up on Twitter. I'll retweet my tweet asking for questions. You're all asking the same fucking questions, so have some imagination, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, remember how good we were when Rennie was there.
Right, I'm going to put this in here, right? From 2007 to 2013, Rennie Mullenstein was part of the first team coaching setup, right? We was a bullshit offside Drogba goal and Aguero shinning it into the fucking crowd away from 7 consecutive titles. It's pretty good.
3 Champions League finals.
Yep. It's pretty fucking good. And that was including losing Ronaldo. You might have heard of him.
He was good.
The most fucking goal scorer in this motherfucker. That's
Cam said he's got a new dog. Ask about that.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to get some questions in for Rennie, right? I'll save you asking me. Of course, I'm going to ask him. Has he been asked if he can go back to United? And does he want to go back to United? I'm asking both of those. And more videos with Rio every fucking Monday at 5.
5 and 5.
5 at 5. We didn't do that on purpose, but it works.
It works, yeah.
Right, see you in about an hour.